How's it? How's it going, you guys? And welcome back. Your morning cup. The senators in the United States that are officially decided to go against the whole electoral college, counting on the Biden win. This charge is supposedly led by Senator Ted Cruz along with 11 other senators. What this has to do with the overall counting? Well, it turns out that nothing much. Biden will still secure his victory, but this just divides the country further in the rift that has now been widely accepted as fraud in the election, apparently. Israel leads the world in the maximum number of vaccines being given to people. Israel's people account for up to 12% completely vaccinated. That brings down the total to about 1 million people that have officially gotten the vaccine and are now immune to the coronavirus for as long as the vaccine works. The US congressional leaders, both Nancy Pelosi as well as Mitch McConnell, so both sides of the equation, have been the victims of vandalisms ever since the stimulus check for $2,000 per person did not pass. These vandals reached their houses individually and spray painted profanities and all other kinds of jargon as much as they possibly could. The French New Year's party that happened, that had upwards of 2,000 people in attendance, which were busted down on, has resulted in upwards of 1,000 individual fines being allotted. Still don't know how many of these people, if any, contract the virus, and if they do, how contact tracing is going to work for the French authorities. The legendary Larry King has now officially been admitted into the hospital with COVID-19. We wish Larry a quick recovery, and I hope that he makes it through with his health intact. Tokyo calls for a state of emergency after a third wave of a new virus completely sweeps through the nation. The Olympic Committee is now in two minds about what might be the future if this virus just keeps spreading like wildfire in Japan. China under hopes that the Biden government is going to be the government that finally ends the so-called Cold War that the Trump presidency had announced on China. Beijing officially put out a statement that with less than 17 days left till the inauguration of Joe Biden, they believe strongly that once Biden is in power, he is going to make the right changes required to the policies that the ex-president, that would be Donald Trump, put into place. Beijing is hoping for a more bilateral and diplomatic relationship with the United States. The final story of the day is about how California has officially run out of space in their funeral homes. Now, we all are aware of the fact that COVID-19 has rampantly spread like wildfire in the United States, especially in the state of California. California being one of the highest densely populated areas in all of the United States, and which was very evident considering that this is a pandemic and it transfers from person to person, that California would be on the receiving end of mass infection numbers. But what the Californian authorities did not take into account is the fact that this has resulted in the funeral homes completely being packed up. There have been upwards of 350,000 deaths in California. Funeral homes across the state have completely filled up. As a matter of fact, authorities are now considering mass graves. COVID victims across the world who succumb to this virus are cremated without any option to be buried. But the people in the United States prefer burial over anything else. Considering that this virus is still very much alive, even if you do bury someone who has it, and thereby it can affect anybody who comes into contact with it, is rather drastic. Something we should be aware of when we understand the fact that mass graves is nowhere near the answer. Fact of the matter is, people need to be more aware of the fact that this virus is way more serious than you can comprehend. And if we keep taking things lightly, the entire healthcare system across the globe, no matter where you might be, is going to be overstressed. The UK specifically is on the brim of a complete healthcare disaster if the cases don't start slowing down. The virus is still very much here, ladies and gentlemen. The year 2021, 3 days in, And we understand that this is not going to be drastically different. It's not going to be snap your fingers and everything just comes back to normal. It's going to be a long road to recovery, but one that we, of course, have already embarked upon. The only thing we can hope for now is the fact that everyone is safe, everyone's doing fine, everyone's doing well, and everyone is smart enough to understand that this virus is still very much prevalent. So stay safe, stay home, take the right steps, and spread the right messages. You need to make sure that disinformation campaigns stay out of your immediate circles. Stay out of the reach of anyone who might be just influenced. So be safe, stay aware, and I'll see you tomorrow.